It's been a while since I talked about meditation, but I had such a profound experience today that I have to go back to the roots of what I talked about. I had a very, very profound experience today. I'm going to give you the story of what happened. I want to emphasize the fact that this is my experience. Do not try and make that experience happen for yourself. Do not try and make anything similar happen for yourself, because if you have practiced meditation before, you know that the essence of meditation is not to try for something to happen. It's about letting things happen, surrendering to whatever is happening in the moment. So this is just me sharing my experience. Important. Don't try this at home, kids. Hello and welcome to Productively Mindful. My name is Yolanda Schultzes and I talk about everything mindfulness and spirituality. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. I hope you enjoyed this little sharing of mine, my little story from today, which, just bear with me. It is hard to explain, but I will do my best. So if you are into meditation or spirituality or stuff like shifting to different planes of reality, quantum fields, all this stuff that 99% of the people would think as mumbo jumbo. If you're into stuff like this, you are in the right place, because this story is probably going to resonate with you a lot. And you probably will have heard of a person called Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talks a lot about being able to attune your frequency to be able to connect to this quantum field, a field full of possibility and potential, a field that gives rise to all of the possible futures that we could attain. And what he teaches people is how to connect to that field, how to essentially manifest these possibilities into reality for us. And he teaches to do that through meditation. At least that's my experience with what he teaches, right? He talks a lot about it, how it works, but how he does it, how he helps people do it, is through meditation. Now, I saw an ad for one of his meditations and I ended up buying it because, as some of you might know, I'm very much into meditation. It's something that I'm very much familiar with, very acquainted with, and if I see somebody that I trust and I believe produces good quality information about meditation, let's say in this case, I will give it a go. So in this case, I did buy his meditation and I tried it a few times. And initially, I must admit, I wasn't too keen because of the way he guides you in the meditation is very unusual. He speaks in a very certain tonality, and there's also some background music in there, which to some might not appeal, right? Some people might not like the fact that there's background music, but the way he combines his voice with the background music, it works. It's kind of like trying something that initially you were like, I'm not really a fan of, but then the more you try, the more you like it. It's kind of like this. So I kept trying the meditation. I kept doing it, because I really like the idea of being able to tune into your future potential, future possibilities. Even though I know mindfulness and spirituality is all about being present, right? Being in the moment and making the most out of each moment. But the way he tells you to tune into that future self of you is by being intensely present, right? That's not me dwelling on my future. That's me being so present that I can connect to the possibilities of what this quantum field that he talks about can give me. And that is the way I can attract those possibilities to me. There was nothing special about today. It was just another day. I woke up, didn't do anything out of the ordinary. did the usual morning stuff like cleaned my teeth, made the bed, had a coffee, sat down, did a little bit of a chill, just woke up, so to say, because it takes me freaking forever to wake up because I'm not a morning person, but I'm getting there, so I was waking up, and then I was like, right, I'm ready. I'm gonna do some meditation because I feel like I'm awake enough to do meditation without constantly doing this head jerk that I'm about to fall asleep, right? So I started doing this meditation, and our kettle, our cat Speckle, she recently became quite cuddly in a sense that she just comes over to us. She just spends time on her own, like in the front of the van or something along those lines, because she just likes her own company, right? She just likes chilling on her own, which is completely normal for a cat, unless she spends too much time on her own. That's a different story. But she started spending more time with us, having a cuddle with us, right? So she comes over to my wife and she does biscuits on this little fleece kind of jumper that she has. And then afterwards, she tends to come over to me now, and I give her neck scratches, and she's loving the hell out of the situation. So she just became very cuddly. And today, I got into my meditation position. I meditate with headphones on because obviously I have to listen to this recording, and my wife was meditating at the same time. So I had my headphones on and I was meditating, and I could feel Speckle come over to me for a cuddle, right? Now, usually, when you have no idea because you've never cuddled Speckle, have you? Usually, when we cuddle Speckle, if we just hold her, right, unless she's doing biscuits, I don't think that applies to the biscuit situation. But if I, for example, would just hold her, she wouldn't spend a lot of time with me because she's not getting any scratches or anything like that, right? So she just she's not really enticed to stay. But for whatever reason, she came over on my lap today, and as I was meditating, I just kind of like scooped her. And I'll put a photo on the video now so you can see what it looks like. But she was just on my lap as I was meditating and just looking at me constantly. It's as if she was expecting something to happen. It's as if she was like, she just knew that there was something going to happen, or that she needed to come over to me on my lap, stay on my lap, and allow something absolutely profound to happen. So what happened was this. As she came over and lay down on my lap, and I scooped her with my hands, I could feel this warm feeling that was radiating from her. And initially, all I kept thinking was, oh, it's just, it's a warm body. Like, we radiate heat because there's constantly biological processes happening within us. That's why we generate the heat, and that's why we're warm. That's why if we're cold, we cuddle each other to maintain that heat, right? So we don't get cold. So I'm feeling this heat radiating off of her. And then in the meditation, there is the essence of the meditation is to create coherence between your heart's magnetic field and your brain's magnetic field. And during the creation of the coherence of your heart, the meditation tells you to feel the feeling of your radiance, of the radiance of your heart all around you. And as those words were said to me, with this beautiful ethereal music in the background, I could feel the heat from Speckle radiating outwards and became bigger and bigger. It spread all the way around my body, all the way outside of my body. It became all-encompassing in terms of my sensation of who I was and what was around me at the time. It's as if I actually managed to create this resonance this field, this magnetic field through my heart, through this warmth that was all-encompassing, and it was immensely powerful. And then I started having this duality in my mind. It became this extremely foreign feeling where I felt that this is unnatural. This is not something that I'm familiar with. Therefore, I cannot allow this to happen. But at the same time, because I opened up my heart, I created this space for the coherence to happen. I managed to allow my true self, my very being, to finally step in to this conversation where it would have been just only my ego talking to itself, trying to talk me out of the surrendering to the experience. My true self came in and said, no, this is an incredible time for you to let love in. And I did. I allowed this feeling to overwhelm me. I surrendered to the experience. And I cried. I cried and I cried for about half an hour. And not just a few tears rolled down. It wasn't just a few tears. I cried intensely. I have not cried like this for years. It was an immensely powerful experience. And I felt unquestionable, even unexplainable love. And it didn't come from anywhere else, but from within. I connected to my future self, to it's so hard to explain. I connected to what my future self will feel like. The immense contentment with who I am and peace knowing that I am myself. I am authentic. There's nothing wrong with me. That I am proud of myself. That I am proud of myself for the work that I'm doing, for where I'm going, for what I'm achieving. And the only reason why I was able to get to that point is because of the work that I'm doing now. I'm not denying myself the ability to feel. I'm not saying I'm feeling everything perfectly. It's a work in progress and it's a very difficult task to do. But I am starting to create cracks in this character that I believe myself to be. And these cracks are allowing the sun, the light to pierce through and present me with this warmth, the warmth that is giving me truth of who I am and my potential and what I'm doing. The sensation of I am enough. I can be proud of myself. And I needed to attune to I needed to surrender, just surrender to the experience of love, because I've never felt it from within. This experience told me that I've never felt love from within, because I was always searching for it outside. And love from within is eternal. It will never diminish. And when you experience such a powerful sensation, it is so uncomfortable and so overwhelming, but at the same time, it is beautiful because it is so real. It is so real, and I was so proud of myself, and I still am. I'm so proud of myself in terms of what I'm doing, in terms of where I'm going. And it made me realize that I actually do not need to touch my future self to be able to feel this, because I already love myself. Because I know who I was and I know who I am now in this moment. And knowing that, I am proud of myself. But I needed this experience to realize that. To realize the fact that I can love myself. It is not wrong to love myself. There's nothing wrong with me. I can be proud of myself because I'm doing my absolute best with the knowledge that I have, with the experience that I have, with the tasks that I do, with the things that I try to accomplish. I am a beautiful human being, and I can, as long as I do my absolute best every single moment when I'm actually trying to better myself, I know what's waiting for me. I know that contentment and peace is what's waiting for me because I know that I felt it. I attuned to myself, who I am in the future. I have created this tether, like my wife said. I have created this tether to my potential, to my ability to achieve, to become my authentic self, to actually make friends with those shadows that I have that are actually pulling on this tether and trying to like break it off so they keep me safe. Because this tether is attaching me to something that has no shadows, only friends. The shadows are going, if you keep following this tether, you will not be safe there because we won't be there to protect you. You're saying goodbye to us, and that is okay. The shadows are here to protect me as I was as a child, and unfortunately the way we act at this moment is heavily based on how we grew up, how we were raised, what scenarios we were presented as we were growing up. And those shadows follow along, trying to protect us because supposedly we still need protection, but it's just a habit that needs changing. It's a habit that needs to be integrated in a way that is no longer going to hold you back because you are being prevented from experience. You're being prevented from living life to its fullest because we need to feel to experience. So now I have this tether, and I'm going to keep following this tether, and no shadows will break it. This tether is there forever until I get to that point that I have experienced, which is pure contentment and peace. This is the destiny. This is the destination that I'm going to get to. Sometimes you just got to surrender to the uncomfortable. It was literally just that. And meditation is such a good way of doing it because you just have to surrender to the present moment. Meditation is all about surrendering. Otherwise, you're just resisting what reality is throwing at you. Even though you're not experiencing much with your eyes closed and sitting still and doing nothing, but you still have all these thoughts. And as soon as you have thoughts and become aware of them, you're resisting the natural flow of experience. That's what we just observed, the thoughts. That's what happened to me. I purely and utterly surrendered to the experience of the present moment. And it's as if I have pushed the ego, the perpetual chatter in my mind, into the background, behind the curtains of my reality. And my true self was in charge during this experience. And all I could hear was this background noise, my ego going, no, don't follow this experience. No, it's gonna damage your beliefs. No, it's gonna be very uncomfortable. Don't do it. No, scary, uncomfortable, change. No, you don't want it. And it was like listening to a fan in the background while I'm talking to somebody else. It's completely insignificant. I don't hear it because I'm purely focused on the experience of talking to somebody else. That is what surrendering is. That chatter becomes background noise, nothing else. And that's where your true potential will start to reveal itself. That's where you will start seeing your true self, your true capabilities, what you can achieve, what you already have achieved. Because you have achieved great things, inevitably. We need to achieve great things to go from moment to moment. Sometimes great things can be just being because we are workaholics, for example. Sometimes you just need to stop being a workaholic or a perfectionist. Sometimes you need to do great things to get to a point where you can feel content with yourself. Regardless of what it is, we all just want to move to contentment and peace. And when you can surrender to the experience of life, you will create this tether that will attach you to your contentment and peace. As long as you do your absolute best in every single moment and believe that life presents you with situations that are appropriate to the work that you're doing, you will inevitably get to what you are destined. If you are doing the healing work, if you're doing the good work to better yourself and better everyone else around you, you will inevitably go to contentment and peace. If you're doing stuff that takes you to negativity, hurting somebody else, doing nasty work in this reality, then you will only be taken to the place of negativity. That's it. The universe is unconditionally supportive, and it will always support you in terms of moving you to the direction that you're choosing. But the end result will always get presented based on the path that you choose. You won't get greatness if you're evil, and you won't get evil if you're great. Simple as that. I hope this helps. I hope you enjoy this little story. I'm a mindfulness and spirituality guide, and I have a free community where I help people achieve their full potential through mindfulness and spirituality. We have bi-weekly group meetings, we have exclusive monthly content, I give daily affirmation guidance, and then we have guided meditations there. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to get better at life, at understanding yourself, at getting more attuned with your true self, your emotions, and especially if you're a spiritual practitioner, and if you feel that you're stuck in your journey, and you feel like you're bypassing all these emotions, it's definitely a place for you. I urge you to check the link out underneath this video. The community is completely free. Click on the link. You're welcome to join, and I hopefully will see you there. Otherwise, if you did enjoy the video, I would highly appreciate it if you click like and subscribe. The more likes I get, the more people subscribe, the more this video gets pushed out to the endless realms of the YouTubes. The more people see this video, the more I grow, the more I can create content, better quality content, the more I can share, the more value I can give to everybody else. So I highly appreciate if you like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you. Also, comment. Let's have a discussion underneath this video. Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Always happy with having a chat about what I talk about. Maybe you had a similar experience. I was calling this as an awakening because it was such a profound experience. Would you agree? Is this like a mini awakening? Is it just an incredible mindset shift? Whatever it may be, I'm always eager to hear different perspectives. This has been Yolanda Schulzes from Productively Mindful. I love you all. I'll speak to you all very soon. Goodbye.